order to get the documents that he contends he is entitled to get. He has not explained why he has not done so in circumstances where he told this commission on affidavit that those documents that he sought were very important in order for him to complete his statement and to give this commission a complete picture. In those circumstances, I can see no reason why it can be said that it is in the interest of the work of the Commission to grant the applicant leave to cross-examine any of these witnesses in the circumstances that I have set out in relation to non-compliance with the rules of the Commission and in relation to there being no explanation as to why, having said that his statement would not be complete without the documents that he asked for from the State Security Agency, and the Commission having given him time to ensure that he secured such documents, and the State Security Agents having undertaken to give him such documents, why he has not pursued that and why he is no longer seeking to place those before the Commission so that his statement before the Commission is complete. In all of these circumstances, I've concluded that the applicant's application stands to be dismissed, and it is so dismissed.
Noted. Thanks, DCJ.
Thank you.
All right, well, there is the decision by the Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, speaking as chair of the Zondo Commission, to deny that application by Arthur Fraser, the former spy boss, former Correctional Services Commissioner as well, leave to actually cross-examine several of the people who have given evidence again implicating him during the State Capture Commission. Good afternoon to you, by the way. I'm Stephen Curtis. Let me take you straight to our senior political reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo. She's been watching this with me. Ziyanda, good afternoon to you. Little bit of a flashback to see the Deputy Chief Justice sitting at that chair.
Yeah.
But Arthur Fraser now being denied permission and being denied these applications denied his application,
yes,
rather, to actually cross-examine these witnesses.
And certainly, Stephen, I think you and I off-air were commenting about how long this ruling took to be handed down, and I think it's because of the thoroughness within which the Commission chair took to actually unpack the background information as to how exactly we got here. In essence, in a nutshell, Stephen, the Deputy Chief Justice was outlining how initially Arthur Fraser had raised an issue with or taken aim at the Commission and the chairperson for not granting him an opportunity then to respond to some of the allegations that were leveled against him by certain witnesses at this commission. Mzuvugile Maqetoga, for one, Ms. K, who had also testified in camera, is another example, who had made damning allegations against Arthur Fraser about the PAN network that you would have read as well in books that have been written about how Arthur Fraser allegedly set up parallel intelligence structures solely for the political protection of former President Jacob Zuma. Fast forward, the Commission then responded actually recently, last month, to say, well, his protestations are actually unfounded. He's had many opportunities to respond to the Commission according to Rule 3.3 of the Commission's rules, that if Mr. Fraser felt aggrieved in any way, he had an opportunity to submit written submissions as to how he plans to respond to this. Then, the Commission chair outlined how Mr. Fraser said that, well, I actually would like to help the Commission, but I need to get certain documents from the State Security Agency declassified first in order for my submission to be complete, or my affidavit to be complete. But you would have heard then Zondo outlining how, the acting DG, Tony Msimanga, had actually written how they granted Fraser an opportunity to actually go and get those documents, that he didn't specify which documents he wanted in particular and how exactly they would be relevant to the work of the Commission. So in all those circumstances, in essence, the Deputy Chief Justice said in May you didn't respond to us, in July you didn't respond to us, your lawyer was on a collision course with the State Attorney and the Commission's investigators, and so on that basis we're not going to grant you an opportunity to cross-examine witnesses because you had ample time and opportunity to do so according to the procedures of a Commission investigation.
I mean, it's astonishing that you make an application and don't follow the rules. I mean, you have to follow the rules of a commission. The rules are spelled out. There's legal advice. I mean, just on those grounds alone, it seems that Arthur Fraser was in a difficult position. And I mean, everyone talks about documents from the State Security Agency. No one ever sees these things. I mean, they just float around on WhatsApp somewhere. And what that really means is that it's actually, very difficult to know what is a fact and what isn't a fact and what is just supposition, or, let me use that old-fashioned word, innuendo.
Well, and that's exactly part of the issue that's been raised by the submissions from the State Security Agency's officials, Msimanga for one, Loyiso Chafta, another who's the former acting DG in that department, and basically outlining how we can't just willy-nilly give you documents because you say you need documents. Arthur Fraser, at some stage late last year, was actually saying that there's a concerted attempt by some within, the State Security Agency to try and get rid of documents which would be able to aid then his bid to cross-examine witnesses, and that he actually did not want to be, a part of, revealing secrets, because at some stage Fraser did threaten to reveal state secrets of current and past presidents of this country, but because he's being accused of treason, he's been left with no option to do so. And when you talk about these documents, Stephen, I mean, it's very interesting that all of this happens at a time when, at some stage, the Hawks, you'll recall in March, actually wanted to raid the Musanda, which is where the SSA is located. And Arthur Fraser's arguing that it was not a coincidence that a few days after he has wanted to make that request to declassify certain documents, that the Hawks aim to now seek certain documents. So that the cloak and dagger kind of, machinations in that world are seemingly now playing out at the Commission, and I'm curious to hear or see how Fraser will respond then to this outcome.
Well, let's see what happens. Ziyanda Ngcobo, thank you for sharing the flashback with me of the Zondo Commission. The Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo is chair of the Zondo Commission there, denying that application, turning it down from Arthur Fraser for him to cross-examine some of the people who've implicated him in wrongdoing at the Zondo Commission. We do expect that report to be handed over to the President by December the 31st. We might